G'day fellas, welcome back to Tip Tuesday, and this is number 2 of my diorama technique or how-to videos, I guess you could call them. So, had a few guys that are doing the sandpaper tar for making little dios and stuff. They're looking really good. I'm going to do just a short little explanation how to paint the tar, because as we know, tar looks black, but if you look at it carefully, it's actually grey. It's probably black when they lay it, but then it goes grey really fast. So I'm going to put some paint on mine now, and then just to make it more realistic for your dios, and then we'll come back in and I'll do some brickwork. Alright, cool. Okay, so this is the board I'm going to use that I put the tar on, or the sandpaper on for the tar. I'm going to paint it because it doesn't really look like completely like tar now. It's too black, and tar's not black if you look at it carefully. So what I'm going to use is matte black and grey primer, and it's kind of like I did the concrete. So we'll get the matte black first, and oh, excuse me, and where the cracks are, and I've put like a patch in, so it's got like a pothole repair and a bit of extra here where it's been repaired on the tar. Just fill those in first. As I said before, these will get filled in later with there we go. I'm trying to film and do this. Yeah, they will be filled in later when I do weathering. So there you go. And what I'll do is I'll paint along here as well. That way when I take photos, I don't have this bright edge if I come too far forward. So now I just put a quick coat of matte black over. This just takes the shine off the sandpaper. Okay. Sorry about the camera again. This is the grey primer. If you want to have it so it looks like cars been driving on it, the bits where cars' tyres go on the roads are usually darker. So you can leave them darker if you want. So you get the grey and just dust it like I was dusting concrete, like this. So it will start looking like a proper tar road. And I'll just finish it up and then show you when it's finished. But that's basically how you start to get it to look like a tar road. Okay, so we've got that done. Now I'm going to do how to do the brickwork for dios. It's really easy. All you need is you can get foam board from your art supplies places, and I heard you can get it from Spotlight as well. It's just a whiteboard with high density foam in the middle. I think it's got cardboard on either side. If you grab yourself that, or I've got onto this stuff. This is high density foam that's used for boat building. I use this one because I can get it really easy, and I had some when I first started doing it and it worked really well, so I'm going to keep on using it. And also I live quite a distance from a Spotlight or anything like that, and it's a long way to drive just to get a bit of foam board just to show you guys, unfortunately, sorry about that. And I can do the same with this anyway. So the foam board, the other white foam board that you guys can get, and this is the same technique. All we need is a hard pencil. Hard I mean like HB or lower, like harder, like this is a 4H I use. You could use like a 3H or 2H or HB, it doesn't really matter. You just can't use the B pencils, like the 2Bs and stuff, because they're a bit soft and they will round off really fast when you're doing these lines. Okay, so hopefully you can see here, I've drawn, I've marked out the size of the bricks I want to put on. I think they're 7mm by 18mm. It works out to be the same as a large brick. If you do small bricks, you can if you like, but they end up being really small, and when you do some detailing later, it's really annoying. So I'm just going with 7 by 18. It's up to you which one to use. I just think that this looks alright. So I've marked them out. Obviously the bricks are shorter when they go across the wall. And then this way they're wider. So now what I'll do, I'll just do a little section. I've done one before, and I'll show you how it looks when it's finished. All you do is really easy. Just get your ruler and your marks, and just run your pencil along the line a couple of times. I go about 3-4 times. I'll just do a few this way. All you're doing is pretty much you're just marking the foam board. So it looks like this will be where the render on brickwork is, because it's always, everyone knows it always sits back. It's like the deeper holes around the bricks. So I'll just do one more line and then I'll do the other bits and I'll show you. Okay, so hopefully, I'll just come around here. Hopefully you can see, there we go, you can see the lines and they're actually indented in now. Now this one will go crossways. When you're using this, if you've got your mat out, just square this up on the mat and then roughly follow the line up your ruler so it's parallel to the lines running that way, and that way your bricks will stay square all the way along and that your lines won't get really wonky. It's alright if they're not dead straight like that. They're a bit rough because that just shows the roughness of the bricks. So what we do is every second brick, or it's actually a line at the moment, it's not actually a brick. So we mark it like that, and then you go along the next one. I'll just do a couple, so you can. It's pretty basic, like you can work it out. And we'll do one more line, hey. And then once you've done them ones there, I'll just put this over so you can maybe see it a bit easier. Once you've done them ones, I don't bother measuring. I don't bother measuring the next one. I just go halfway along each brick. On the next line, I just draw it in freehand and just try and match it up on the way down. And along here, like halfway along there. And we'll go there, I guess. So if you look now, it's starting to look like bricks. That's about it. And then you just fill up the whole board with bricks. You just have to work out your height of your diorama with your foam, of course, and cut it accordingly. I'll probably trim this bit down, but I just want to show you how to do it. So this is one I've done already. This is for, I'm going to use this on my dio with the tar road on it. This is going to be like a shop front. So they see the bricks I've got in there, and in here, when you go around like in doorways and stuff, and the bricks go around the corners, I continue the line around like that, and it just makes it look like there's still bricks on the corners, and same with the windows. And then with this foam board as well, you can make this just a footpath, and I'll just put these in and some cracks and some gutters. I've just sanded that round on the edges there to make a gutter. Same with the doors, I've just rounded the edge of the bricks off so there's not this harsh edge. And then when you put it like this, I'll try and move this light a bit. There we go. It looks like a wall and a footpath, which is pretty cool. So now what I'll do is the footpath, you just paint it like I did with the concrete in the previous video, with the grey primer and then the white on top. And then it's up to you if you want to come in with a darker grey or something in the cracks to make them highlight. But I think the lines itself actually give a good shadow to do it. And then I'll go and paint some bricks as well. I'll go and paint these ones here that I've got. I'm going to use Tamiya colours. So I've got some colours here. So I've just got the flat colours. You got to use the flat colours, don't use the shiny ones, because the brickwork's always flat. So I just get these colours and some reds, and I just mix up some browns that match kind of brickwork. And just to do the first coat, the first colours, I just use like one colour. The first colour goes on is for the mortar, which is these lines, so we need to get it into these lines with the paint. And then the next one is for the bricks. Now, because my foam is textured already, I don't need to put texture on for the bricks. If you use the white foam board from your hobby shops, it'll be smooth like paper. And what you have to do is get some paint. You can do this on the second. You can do this on the second run. So what you have to do is paint, once you've done your lines on your boards. I do the same as well with this one. put the mortar on. You can spray it on. I'm just going to airbrush it on. Or if you haven't got an airbrush, you just paint it with a paintbrush. Just make sure you get in all the holes. You can paint the whole thing if you want. It doesn't really matter. You just got to get in the cracks. And then the next step is, if you're not airbrushing, get a sponge. I don't know what this sponge is. This sponge, I just grabbed it and it looks really rough. I don't think I'll use it on. Just grab some sponge and mix up your brick colour and just dab it in the paint and dab it on your bricks like that. And then your bricks will get texture to them with the paint. Just let it dry like that, so it's all bumpy. You know what happens. You know what it looks like once you start dabbing it on. And then you'll have your bricks painted pretty much. But I'll go and airbrush this and show you how I airbrush it. There's a little bit of a technique I use to try and eliminate having to go over and paint all the mortar with a little paintbrush. Alright, so I'll go out to the shed and then I'll come back. Okay, now in my shed, I can airbrush. What I'm going to use for the mortar colour is just a tomato colour. This is just desert yellow. I just like the colour. It looks kind of like mortar. You can use whatever colour you want. Just check out houses and see what colour they use. Different countries, probably different colours, I'm not sure. But anyway, I just like this colour. So I'll just put some in here. Hopefully it sprays alright. Okay, so just do a layout of that. I'm just making sure I get in the holes. Don't forget the sides. Remember, this doesn't have to be the best paint job you've ever done. That'll just about do it. Just make sure you get the edges. This is my bottom, so I'm not going to worry about that. There you go. I'll just do this one and then I'll get back to you with the brown. Okay, so I've mixed up this. Sorry about that. I've mixed up this browny brick colour. You can mix up your own brown, so it doesn't really matter as long as you like the colour. But I just used linoleum deck brown, some flat earth, and some flat red. Just randomly threw them in, mixed up a brown. Brown's pretty easy. You just chuck every colour in there and it makes brown. So I'm going to paint this one this colour, and then this one here I'm going to paint slightly different. And I've also just painted the white, this one white. This is a different store, it's going to go next door. I figure people like to paint their shops white or whatever. Okay, so I'll just paint this and show you. Now, what I do is, because I don't want to really come along and do the lines too much again, I spray across the bricks, and then these kind of get sheltered from the paint a bit, the little grooves, and it leaves it so you don't have to do them so much. So just paint across it like that. Side. I just got to move this because my finger's in the road. Flip it the other way. That didn't really, well there's my brick colour anyway. It didn't really work out like I was going to, but usually you can get it so it misses the mortar a bit. Well, there you go. So I'll just paint this other one. I'll just do this one now, and then I'll go back onto my workbench and then show you some more stuff. Alright, so I'm back in my workbench, and the way I sprayed it, I can actually see the different colour from mortar. It just doesn't contrast enough with the bricks. So what I'm going to do is come back in with a lighter colour and paint with a paintbrush in all the joins again in a lighter colour, so it contrasts a bit better and you can see it. I'll show you, I've done some already down the corner here. Hopefully you can see that. So yeah, so once you've done that, it's quite tedious, so just sit down and listen to some music and just smash it out. It depends how much brickwork you've done. After you do that, what you do is you mix up a few different browns, like your brick colour, and your different tones and darker and lighter ones, and then just come in and with your paintbrush and paint some random bricks in each of your colours you've mixed up. It just gives it like a random brick effect. It looks more realistic, because when they lay bricks they do it all random like that anyway. Some houses and that are just one colour, but it's more common to see the random pattern. And yeah, so just to give that a go, and then get on to your next bit. So I've run out of paint, so I can't do any more today, and my hobby shop unfortunately isn't open today, so I'll finish this off tonight with the render, and then I'll get some more paint tomorrow and then do some of the patches on this one, and I'll show you how it comes up. Okay, cool. Well guys, I got a fair bit done, as you can see. Here's the wall that I was doing before. I've done all different coloured bricks, so it looks all random, and I've done, I changed my mind, put a grey mortar in there. I think it looks a bit better. So I've done that, and I've got everything sort of mocked up a bit here. So that's that one, and this is the white building I've done. I've made a door and got a window in there with mesh, and then this is the other building with the coloured bricks. I've made a door as well and a windscreen with mesh. This mesh here is just fly screen you buy. I bought it from Bunnings, and it's quite cheap, and it's the steel mesh, not the plastic mesh, and you can cut it with your scissors really easy. And I'll go around the back here, and on the back you can see the door's just really rough, and this one here as well. It just has to be on there, it doesn't have to be anything special. So the cars are just on there for scale, because this is my shelf for my cupboard. Yeah, so you can see the roads now got a bit of different colour to it. So that's about it for this video. The next one I will do weathering. I'm going to do the garage. I started with concrete floor as well, and I'll probably weather that one. This one here is going to have a fence along here, I can show you how to do a fence as well. It's got to be corrugated iron. So yeah, thanks for watching, and look forward to doing the next one. It's taking a bit of effort, but it's all fun. Alright, thanks.